All right. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yes. Was that a yes? Cool, cool. All right. Hello, everybody. We have we have so many Hollies in this program now. Oh my gosh. We just brought on, why is my camera not working? Hold on. I just posted about this on my story and I tagged the two Hollies that are in here now. I tagged you. Actually, Holly Bilberg, I didn't have your Instagram. Do I have your Instagram? I have Holly. You should have. How did didn't I find you on Instagram or was it Facebook? Insta. Yeah. Okay. For some reason, I couldn't find you, so I didn't tag you in my story. But we now have three Hollies in this program. And Holly, on our call today, I was joking around about it. So we're gonna have to come up with a system if we get all three of you to the group calls. Like Holly one, Holly two, Holly three, based on when you joined the program. We could go with Holly Junior, Senior, but then what do we do for we could do the third. I don't know. We'll come up with a system. If you guys could I have at least one of you turn your like somebody in this call turn your camera on? Thank you, Raymond. I like people's faces. If you don't have to turn it on, okay? Especially you, Holly. It's like midnight where you are right now. So like if you're like sleeping, that's fine. But I do like to look at you guys and see your smiles and that kind of thing. So if you don't mind turning your camera on, that would be wonderful. We're gonna start in just a minute, see if we get some stragglers. And yeah, what do we got in the chat? Okay. Holly. Cool. 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 How we doing? If you don't want to talk, feel free to write it in the chat too. And you can just respond in there. The general rule with these, so Holly, you're new, so I'm gonna kind of give you the rundown on how these calls work a little bit. General rule is if you do have your camera off, I won't go out of my way to talk to you. I'll try not to call on you directly or anything like that if you have your camera off. If you want to leave your camera off, but you want to be involved in conversations, then put in the chat that you're good to go, like good to talk and we can talk to you. You can just leave your camera off. I'm not going to force anybody to turn their cameras on, but I do, the point of these group calls, going forward, what I want to do is I want to give you guys education through a lot of resources I'm going to send to you. I'm going to upload to you. I'm going to start filming videos and sending them out to you guys. Specifically on certain topics. And then I would love if these group calls could be a time for us to come together and chat, get to know each other, talk about our lives, talk about what's going on the dailies. So I would like it to be interactive. There's a lot of cool people in this program with a lot of cool perspectives, and I get that some of us aren't a huge fan of like talking to people, but I think if you even give it a try and try it, you'll see that it's not as bad as you think. And there's some cool people that you can definitely relate to. Everybody in this call right now, I know one other person in this program that's just like you, that is going through the same stuff, has similar goals, similar age. And I think it would be wonderful if you could start to get to know people, especially as this group grows. I just brought on two new people today, alone. So although, yeah. So you're gonna see some fresh faces, some new faces, some old faces. And we're gonna be doing a lot of changes in the next weeks. So, has everybody in here heard of Ashley? Right, you've heard of Ashley. Some of you have been in touch with Ashley already. Holly, you know who Ashley is. Frankie, I think we got it. Lily, definitely. We're gonna get you in touch. So Ashley is a great resource. And Holly, I think I might have touched on this a little bit. Holly, see, here we go. Holly, we'll go with Holly B. That's kind of a cool name, like Holly B. Yeah, like kind of like pop starish. Holly B, and then Holly. Uh, Holly, we talked about it a little bit today on the call that I have a coach that's now working with me. So I'm gonna make sure you have a way to get in touch with her. You're gonna be hearing from her as well. But Ashley's wonderful, guys. Like definitely use her as a resource. Like bounce ideas off of her. She's really good with like this whole mindset of weight loss thing, and taking care of yourself mentally. But she's also good at other things too. I haven't had her talk fully about her story yet. We're gonna kind of introduce her bit by bit, and you'll learn, hopefully get to know her and learn more about her. But she definitely has spent a portion of her life, and I think she said this in the group chat, trying to be as small as possible, and I think a lot of you can relate to that in that like you want to lose weight, you want to be small. But then she did a bunch of things that were just really extreme and to get herself there. And then she started making that shift from, oh, Megan's coming in. Oh, cool. The other new person. Cool. Then she started making that shift from trying to be as small as possible to be strong and be healthy. So I think she has a lot of really cool perspectives on that. Hello, Megan.
Hi.
Oh, she's talking on day one. Love it. Okay. No pressure. So I'll very quickly repeat because I don't want to annoy the people that have heard this spiel a million times. These calls, if you don't want to be talked to or called on, feel free to leave your camera off. I love when people leave their camera on so I can see some smiling faces and not feel like I'm just talking to a empty screen like a computer or whatever. So if you could, that's wonderful. If you leave it off, I won't call on you. If you want to leave it off, but you are okay participating in conversations, then put in the chat, like at the beginning of the call, like I'm good to go, or oh, I'm okay to talk, or tell me in the beginning of the call, and then just leave your camera off. So just a quick thing. You'll kind of get the vibes in the next coming weeks when we do these. They're fun. I want you guys to get to know each other. I was also saying like there's lots of people in this program and it's growing. And there's definitely every single person in here, there's one person I know that you're just like, that you can relate to, that you can, get to know. And I'm going to start encouraging you guys to get to know each other outside of this program too and chat and find ways to like hook you up. I may even assign you a buddy, like I have so many ideas for what I'm going to do with you guys going forward. And I'm going to force you guys to get to know each other because that's something that I didn't have in my weight loss journey, guys. I didn't have a support system. I didn't have anybody helping me. I didn't have a friend. I didn't have really anybody in my corner. So what I try to do with this and what I'm really gonna, emphasize in the coming weeks is like you have a lot of people that are really cool that are in this program that I would love for you to start using that and sharing your wins and like sharing what's working for you, venting when life is pissing you off. Because I know you guys are going through stuff. Like people in here that have been in here for a little while that have cameras on, like you've been through stuff, right? Yeah. It's kind of nice to like have somebody to talk to about that, right? Instead of just like doing it all on your own. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. You guys have a whole community now. And that's something I'm really going to, you know, emphasize, like focus on. I'm going to be talking about it so much over the next couple weeks. Like you have a whole really supportive community of really cool people. So I want you to use that. Oh, Megan turned her camera on. Hi, Megan. Okay. So again, the new people, I'm not going to like really throw you in the fire and ask you to introduce yourself now. I'll tell you guys, Megan and Holly are brand new. Um, Megan's from Megan, what town are you from? Since you don't mind. What? Not Can, right? You what? Hold on.
I'm muted, sorry. I'm from Rockland.
Rockland. Okay, that's Mass, so that's close. We have a lot of people in the Northeast, and then Holly's from the UK,
Oh,
so that's cool. She's going to join our international crew and represent in the UK, and hopefully she's not half asleep because unfortunately these calls are going to be very late for her. And I'll see if maybe we can start playing around with the times to get her to some early calls. Maybe we'll do a weekend call every once in a while. So yeah, we got two new people. Megan and Holly, we had some really good chats, so I'm excited to get you going. I'm excited to bring you into this community. I think it's going to be a really good, thing for you. The biggest thing, these calls and the group chat are two places to share what's working for you. If you lose a pound, and this is a reminder to the people that have been with me for a while, okay? What happens when in the group chat you see somebody say, I'm having a great week. I lost 2 pounds, or I just killed my workout, or they send a sweaty workout selfie, or, like they say, hey, I wanted to have this tonight, but you know what? I decided to make a better choice and have this. Like what happens when we see that in a group chat? That's a motivator. And if you're having a bad week and you see a bunch of other people winning, it's going to be like, damn, I want that too. So I would love if you guys could feed off of each other. So I want to hear a little bit more. And this is a reminder to my older people too. That's the thing. Like it's speaking to the new people, but it's a reminder to, there's a few people in this call right now that have been with me since almost day one, some of you. And I want to hear from you in this group chat. I know you're doing well. I know you're having wins. I know you're celebrating things. I don't want you to celebrate them alone. So I'm gonna need you guys. I'm gonna need my new people to really step up in the next couple weeks and carry and start talking about themselves. Go in and vent too. Like if you had a shitty day, go in and talk about it in the group. Like just talk about it. Ray, all the stuff you send me about your pictures and like maybe not all of it, but like don't put in the group all the stuff you send me because you guys would probably be horrified. But like I want that stuff in the group chat. Like Ray took some bomb ass like transformation pictures and like he what did you say to me? You were like, oh, if you're gonna post stuff on your Instagram, I won't fully throw you under the bus unless you want me. If you give me the green light, I'll say it. But he's like, if you're gonna put me on your Instagram, there's hot people on your Instagram. Ray is a little, he's looking. So if you guys know anybody, send them your way. But he's like, you got hot followers, so like at least put a hot picture of me on there. So he sent me some new progress photos of himself, and the difference is crazy, guys. Like Ray's got fucking abs now. Like it's really cool to see. Like if I showed you Ray's day one and now, it's like it's cool. But again, like we see him winning, and like that to me is like a motivator. He's motivated me, like as a coach, like to get my ass fucking moving because I've been slacking at times. So, but I see him doing really well, and it makes me want to work harder. So I want that too. So again, that's one example. There's so many other people that are winning. Jeremy's not in this call right now, but he's doing such a good job turning things around. My video's frozen, but you can hear me, right? Yeah, he's doing such a good job coming out of a little bit of like a plateau slash pause slash like he was having a little tough time, and he's doing such a great job like reining things back in. Frankie's been killing it. Like Frankie's not a huge chatter, but I wonder if he's listening to this. But Frankie's been killing it since day one. He works hard. He takes pictures of all his food. He communicates with me about all his workouts. Like he works his ass off. And there's so many things to celebrate. Like Lily, all the conversations we've had. You're still here. You're still fighting. You're still pushing. You've hit a wave recently, and you've been doing well. So we celebrate things like that. Holly came in. Holly B came in from day one and started killing it and was doing everything that I told her to do. Tracking things like just right out of the gate came in strong and was doing so well. So those are things. These are all things we should be celebrating, and not just between me and you. This should be being talked about in the group chat. Like hey, I'm 1 week into my program. I'm doing great. Like I've already started to make shifts and changes. Like this is something you could throw in the group chat because someone else just starting who might be a little bit frustrated might see that and be like, damn, okay, let's go. They can do it. I can do it too. But it's also motivating for you too to be the one to share that because you have people to celebrate with. It's much more fun when you get to like celebrate these things with other people. So not only do I want to hear about it, because you better damn message it to me, like, but I want to hear about it in the group too. So I'm going to challenge you guys. Like, I want to have to turn my WhatsApp notifications off. That's how much I want this group chat popping off. Like, I want to be so annoyed on my phone that like I literally have to turn do not disturb on throughout the day because I want you guys texting each other. All right, joke around, have fun. Okay. Any? Why don't we start? I like to start off on a positive note. So if there's anything you're proud of, and you don't have to share, but if you're having anything good going on in your life, if you've done anything good, if you happy with anything, if you're proud of yourself, if you're seeing results, if you did anything good this week, why don't we share that first? I'll leave the mic open for a minute and we can talk about our lives, or we'll just get going. Anything. Does anybody want to interject and say something? Okay. Megan, can I get a nod? Are you proud of yourself for committing to, changing your life? Okay. That's a huge win right there. I'd say that's the biggest win you can make because it is really, really hard. Like you guys that have been here for a while know it's hard to make that decision. It's really, like that's one of the biggest things you can do in your life is like decide to invest in yourself and take that risk. And it's the hardest part of this journey is just deciding to make that change. And then you're going to go through stumbles, but not one of them is going to be nearly as hard as when you first were here and you're like, I don't like this. I need to do something. So props to you for getting started. We will one last opportunity. Going once, going twice, and sold. Okay. So today, what I want to do is I want to have a little bit of a chat about macronutrients and talk about the importance of looking at things like protein and carbs and fat and stuff like that. So I'm sorry if this is a little bit of a refresher for some of you because we've talked about that. But I also want to hear from people that know about these things already and talk about how you incorporate this into your life. Like Ray, I want to hear about your protein and how you get your protein in. Like Lily, I want to hear about how you put together a balanced meal. Holly, you're relatively new, but I want to hear what you've learned so far. In Holly B in the last month since you've been, really going at this stuff. Megan would be open to hearing, although no pressure, like what you know about it already, that kind of thing. So again, let's have a chat to actually think about how it's applied to your life. So let me open up my screen real quick. And let me turn on do not disturb before I share my screen so nothing unhinged pops up on my phone in front of you guys on a call. That would be embarrassing. Not saying anything is going to happen. Ray, why are you giving me that look? It's probably something you would send me while we're on this call. Don't give me your eye roll. Okay. All right. Ignore Chat GPT planning for my YouTube videos. Let's just straight up open a doc so you have something to look at. Do you guys see what's in front of me right now on my screen? Okay. So I don't have a big fancy PowerPoint for you. We're going to old school it today. Macronutrients. Okay. I can't spell. I'm a terrible typer, guys. Protein. Carbs. Jesus, I can't type. Fat. All right. Have we heard these terms? Yeah. All three of them? Yeah. Okay. With these things, it is important. All each of these things does different things in your body. Think of them as like a chemical, all right? And you need certain chemicals in your body to run, all right? You're trying to do a science experiment and you have a certain goal to make something happen. Like you got to put certain things in there or else the thing's not going to happen and it's not going to run. So your body needs these chemicals. Think of them as that. All right? Protein, that's the big one. So I like to focus on them in this order, guys. Protein is like number one. What's our goal here? All of you here are here to probably lose a little fat and gain muscle. Or you've lost all the fat already and you're working on gaining muscle. That's the thing. That's what we're working on. In order to make that happen, you need protein. This is super, super important. So when I'm telling people to focus on these things and learn about these things, we start with this one. So I'll tell you right now, all right? Muscle building equals tearing. So I want you to think of this. When you're in the gym, why does the gym hurt? Why does an exercise hurt? It hurts because you're making little tears in the muscle. Little tears. You're literally ripping your muscles. By doing a bench press, you're taking your chest and you're going, "Rrp." And then over the next 2 days, so 24, 48 hours, over the next few days, what your body's doing is it's building band-aids. All right. So it's putting layer after layer of band-aid on that tear. And then over time, those band-aids add up, and that's how your muscles grow. So think of it, layers of band-aids is going to get taller and bigger, and that's how your muscles grow. So what protein does, think of the protein as what builds those band-aids. Without the protein, you can't have the components for the band-aids, and the band-aids won't happen. So you're not going to grow your muscles. So you need to have enough protein in a day. And this is why I tell people to focus on protein. And again, remember there's two. Oh, Ryan's coming in. Cool. There's two other things we got to worry about. This is the big one. This is the one that everybody's like, this is bad for me. Everybody here is like, carbs are bad. Carbs are not bad. People just eat too many carbs. Carbs are energy. Think of them like that. All right. Your body will burn carbohydrates, will use them as a source of energy. They're fuel. They keep you going. You need them. If you don't eat them, you're gonna feel like shit. And people do that for dieting, and it works. You feel like shit. I did it. I lost a lot of weight doing that. Was I happy? Was I, was it really doing what it needed to do? No, it was not good for my body. So you need carbs, but a lot of, the problem with carbs is people eat too many of them. So carbs are a quick source of energy. Think of it this way. If say you're going on like a run or you're going to work out and you need a little quick hit of energy, a lot of people drink like a sports drink or will have like like lifter people that lift weights, like a lot of them have like Rice Krispie treats or something like right before the workout, or something like that, because it's going to give you a hit of energy. Like why athletes drink Gatorade? All Gatorade is, guys, it says, oh, electrolytes, all this fancy stuff. It's sugar water with some salt in it. That's all it is sugar water. So as you're going through your workout, I'm sure Frankie's familiar with this because Frankie plays dodgeball, and he likes those honey stinger things. I love those honey stingers. Frankie, you have me hooked on those damn honey stingers. They're delicious. And I
They're
have one
good.
every day. Yeah, they are good. And I tried the different flavors too. The normal one's kind of meh, but the salted caramel, and I've been liking the chocolate one lately too. They're really good. And you know what those are is just carbs, just straight carbs. Think of carbs as sugar too. Sugar equals carbs. Sugar has carbs. So think of that, guys, as your source of energy. So if you're not eating enough carbs throughout the day, you're going to be sluggish. Your body's not going to really have, again, what it needs to do this process. Burning fat, building muscle. You need energy to undergo these processes. So carbs are going to be important. You just have to watch how many of you're having. And again, the third one, fat adds to all of this. So again, it's a crucial. I know you think like, oh, if I eat fat, I'm going to get fat. No. Fat is another thing that's burned when you put it in, and it aids in the process of burning fat. And you need it to undergo all these processes. So each of these three things is important. Protein, meat. Think of it that way. Protein is in meat. Can also be found in certain like, vegetables like beans and stuff. Chickpeas have protein and that kind of stuff. Like dairy has protein. So Greek yogurt and whey is from dairy, and all those kind of stuff. Cheese has protein. Like I keep seeing on TikTok, like people just eat a block of Parmesan cheese instead of having a protein bar because it's like, Frankie, didn't we talk about that? I think we talked about that. But like people are literally eating cheese for protein, which is great. I love cheese, so I eat a lot of cheese. But protein equals meat. You guys need enough meat, and it's much better to get your protein from a natural source other than a product. Okay. So it takes protein from meat is a little bit harder to digest than protein from like a protein shake or that kind of thing. So it's going to be important to get it from the natural source because digesting it burns calories, which burns fat. So it's much better to eat meat. Does that mean that a protein shake or a protein bar is bad for you? No. But you know what I don't want to happen is you have like a protein shake for breakfast, a protein bar as a snack. At lunch, you have like a protein yogurt, which is just yogurt with extra protein added in it. And then, for another snack, you pound another protein shake. And it's like now you have the Quest protein chips with your dinner. And it's like, no, just eat a freaking piece of meat. And if you're a vegetarian, like let's talk about it because there's other ways to get protein too. Tofu, chickpeas, lots of different ways we can, and then we can rely on some of those other products too. So again, protein, main thing. Carbs, bread, rice, cereal. Most things with a crunch probably have a carb in them. But think of it this way, guys. Carbs are any kind of like grain or, breading or crunchy things usually have carbohydrates and sugar too. So like fruit technically has carbs and, that kind of thing. So there's a couple different types of carbs that you're going to want to think about. I'm not going to use like super scientific terms, but there's the ones in white bread and then the ones in wheat bread. And then there's the ones from fruit. And then there's the ones from soda. Okay. These right here are more natural sources of carbs. So they're complex carbs. Don't worry too much about knowing this. You don't need to know this. You just need to know what is why. Like people say wheat bread is better than white. The only reason why wheat bread is better than white is because it has more fiber. Complex carbs equal more fiber, and fiber keeps you full, aids in digestion. Think of it this way. Fiber satiates, keeps full, aids in digestion. Like fiber is good for you. Okay, so let's just go with that. So wheat bread is going to keep you more full than white bread. Brown rice is going to keep you more than full than white rice. White bread and white rice are bleached, so they throw a bunch of chemicals at them, and yeah, they taste good, but they take all basically the good stuff out of them. So, but it does not mean that white bread is bad. Personally, I like white rice. Okay. I like the taste of white rice better than brown rice. But I know that brown rice is probably gonna fill me up a little more and satisfy me a little more. But a lot of times I will eat white rice because I like white rice, the taste of it. So, and I'll rely on other things like vegetables and a nice serving of protein to keep me full. I'm okay with making that sacrifice. Sometimes I will have brown rice, but again, people will like diet culture will convince you that this is bad, that this is bad, that this is bad, that this is even bad. But none of this stuff is bad if you use it responsibly. Again, think of it this way: why are carbs bad? Pasta, grilled chicken. Let's do this. All right. How many calories in one serving of pasta? Let's go with, let's visually look at a serving of pasta. All right. So that's 2 ounces of pasta. Look how tiny that friggin' bowl is. That bowl's tiny. All right. So in that tiny, tiny bowl, which none of us are eating that much pasta, like I guarantee you're not eating that pasta. That's 75. Seems low. All right. I like to think of it this way. There's a couple hundred calories. And the pasta I have is like a small serving is like 200 something calories. And again, if someone leaves the chat, sorry I'm late here. Oh, cool, Ryan. You're fine. So pasta like 200 calories. Grilled chicken. I think it's like 40 something. Look at this. Grilled chicken breast. Oh, 6 ounces. 6 divided by 240. Yeah, so 40. So 40 calories per ounce. So for one serving of pasta, you can have 4 ounces of chicken. So for this, right here, let's go with. So this is a very small plate, and this is one small. Measure out a serving of pasta for a couple hundred calories, and you'll see real quickly that it's not a big serving. This is the same as a piece of grilled chicken that's the size of your palm and the thickness of a deck of cards. So these two things, it's the problem with carbs is they're just much easier to overeat. Like that's the thing. It's much harder to overeat grilled chicken than it is to overeat pasta because you'd have to eat a lot of grilled chicken and you'd get full really quickly. So that's why carbs are bad only because people have too many of them. So if you're coming into this like putting a label on carbs, no, carbs are good. Carbs give you energy. They'll power your workouts. They'll fuel your day. They'll fuel your mind. They'll fuel your digestion. They are not bad. You just have to use them responsibly. And then the last one, fat. All right. This is a tricky one, and I'm gonna keep it really really simple because there's saturated, unsaturated, like good and bad. And like let's not even worry about all that. Let's just think of it in terms of weight loss. You need it. You need it, and it's better to get it from things like olive oil and avocado oil from meat has some fat in it, dairy has some fat in it. Like these are some like good sources of fat instead of like just deep frying shit. Like because that's the thing with deep frying is like you're killing it with oil, but usually it's not the better types of oils. And the problem with oil is oil has lots of calories in a small volume. Okay? So when you think of things as bad, this is where you think of as bad. Okay. Think of anything you think of bad. Hold on 1 second. No, go back to black. All right. Anything you think of as bad right now is like junk food is something that has a lot of calories in a small volume. So it's easy to eat a lot of it. A Snickers bar, we think of candy as bad, right? Kind of, probably. Probably shouldn't eat a ton of candy. Like it's junk food is candy. The problem is a Snickers bar just has so many calories in a small volume. You could eat, I think I've shared this in other presentations that I've done, but you can eat 3 pounds of lettuce for the same amount of calories as a Snickers bar. All right. So when you're losing weight, those two things are equal. There, nothing is worse than the other. But 3 pounds of lettuce is a lot of fucking lettuce. I guarantee. If anybody can film me a video of them eating 3 pounds of lettuce, like so I can put it on my Instagram, I will give you a month's worth of free coaching if you don't puke. Like that's what we'll do. And I guarantee you won't do it. Please don't actually do that. That's terrible advice. Okay. But again, like think of the difference. That's why you think of things as bad, is because they have just a lot of calories in a small amount. So the thing with oil, think about oil, like 1 tablespoon of olive oil, which is not a ton of olive oil. And again, olive oil is the good oil, still has like 100 or 110 calories. Think about it. Like, that's why I say, like, huge tip, get yourself an oil sprayer. Okay. This will save you tons of calories instead of pouring oil in the pan, which use olive oil because it's one of the better oils. But it's, even olive oil can add up really quickly. I guarantee if you're just pouring it in the pan and trying to coat the pan, that counts as calories. So again, we're not going to obsess over these things, guys. And again, I'm not going to have like you count all this stuff. And I don't want you to like severely restrict yourself where you're not using oil. But an easy way to shave off some calories is to get an oil sprayer, either olive oil that comes in a spray like Pam or whatever already, or for my UK people, Holly, I don't know what they have in the UK. We're gonna have to talk on this and like figure out what kind of products we're working with. I'm assuming they have something similar, but oil spray, which puts it in a thin mist to coat the pan instead of just drizzle. If you drizzle it,
Yeah, you can get the same.
yeah, so that's great that you have that there, and I would recommend using something like that because you coat the pan, you're probably using 2, 3, 4 tablespoons of oil, whereas you do a little mist. A lot of those mists say 0 calories, and no, it's not 0 calories or 5 calories. It's like a quick spray is 0 calories, but it will add up if you actually put a lot on there. Or I think it's like 5 calories or something. But that is so much better than just coating the pan in oil. And then on top, like if you don't want all the crap that's in those cans that spray, because those have other additives and crap in them, you can get on Amazon for like $10, like a pump sprayer, and you can fill it with your own olive oil or avocado oil or whatever you want, and it just sprays it with air instead of the propellants and all the cancer you're probably getting in the actual spray bottle. Yeah. So, and again, like my job is not coming up here to preach about that kind of stuff with you guys. I'm not a granola mom, so I'm not going to be like, I don't want you pounding diet soda left and right, but I'm not going to be like, this has cancer. This, like, no, like it's not going to kill you. It's not the end of the world. You got to fight your battles right now. But it might be a better choice. I'm only saying this because my girlfriend is making me say that because she bought me, or she made me buy one of those sprayer things, so I wouldn't use the Pam things. Yeah, she's a granola mom. So yeah, so that is a really good tip. That is a good way to shave off calories. You have to just be careful with oils. And this is why fast food, fried food is like not good for you. The only reason it's not good for you is because it's just got a lot of calories in it because they drench it in oil. I mean, and oil, it just kind of makes you feel kind of gross. I know when I go have fast food or fried food, I kind of like almost shit myself, to be completely honest with you now. Like just because it's just like not just good for your body. Like we can go over the science of it, but I think I can spare you all the details of that and just say like it's just not very good for you. So if there's one thing you should be cutting way back on, it's deep fried stuff. Get yourself an air fryer. Like air fryers are magical. Like Ray, did you ever get an air fryer?
No, but my new roommate brought one, so it's like a really good one actually.
Are
I
you
haven't
allowed to use said air
yeah,
fryer?
yeah.
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 Use the friggin' air fryer, Ray. It is like literally I make everything in my air fryer. You can make anything. Like I name a food, you can put it in an air fryer. I love, chicken wings in the air fryer. It makes them so crispy and you don't need to fry them or even bread them. I love putting salmon in my air fryer, and I'm weird and I like the skin on my salmon. A lot of people make fun of me for that. I don't know. I like it, but it gets crispy and it's nice. That's good in an air fryer and it cooks it very evenly through. I'll make fries with just potatoes, throw some potatoes in there. I make literally everything. I use it to heat up food. It's a really quick way to heat up food if you don't want to do a sheet in an oven and a whole. It's quick. I throw a chicken breast in there and I'll bake a chicken breast in the air fryer and it cooks it perfectly and puts a nice little kind of sear crisp on the outside. Like there's so much you can do with it, and it uses hot air instead of drenching things in oil. So you can get that crisp and that satisfaction from crispy instead of drowning things in oil. So that's fat, guys. You need fat. So I'm not telling you not to eat fat, but get your fat from like good sources and don't overdo it. Have some dairy, have some Greek yogurt, have some, protein stuff. Like, have like protein shake. Well, a lot of protein shakes won't have a lot of fat in them because they're catered to people that don't want a lot of fat. But things with protein a lot of times do also come with good fat too. And then meat has fat too. So lean on that, and good oils, olive oils and stuff like that. So see what I'm saying though? A little bit of everything goes a long way. You don't necessarily, want to cut any of this stuff out because each of these three things has a function. And again, we don't need to go crazy and count all of this stuff. Oh, I don't really have anybody in this program, maybe a couple people, count this stuff. However, what we do, and this is for the new people, it's going to show you a little bit about kind of what we're going to probably throw at you very soon. And then for the older people, this is something newer that we're doing. Bear with me for a second while I pull one of these up. I don't think there's anything unhinged in my Gmail. We'll see. Ignore this. Everybody look away. I don't think there's anything in here that I want to hide from you, but I'm kidding. I'm kidding, right? There's nothing in there. Let's pull up somebody's meal plan. Anybody in here want to look at their meal plan? Hand raise. This is not a question for Megan and Holly because you don't have a meal plan yet. Ray, you're pretty good with how you eat. And me calling on someone isn't gonna be not. Let's go with Holly B. Let's go with Holly B. Holly, let's find you're in here somewhere. If you see your name and I scroll past it, let me know. You should be in here. That's other Holly. Holly, did you get your meal plan? Email to you? Where's the chat? Yeah. When I scroll through here, do you see your name and I'm just dumb? I mean, that's other Holly. That's... What the hell? Okay. All right. Holly, you do have access to it, though? Okay. All right, cool. Let's pull up... Let's go with Ryan. Ryan, can I pull up yours? You have about 2 seconds to comment if you don't want me to pull it up. Okay. Well, I'm pulling it up. All right. So I'll hide all those. We kind of went over this today a little bit, but look at this. So based on your statistics, so everybody's going to get one of these things. Did someone chat? Ryan, LMAO, yes, you can. Well, I was going to do it anyway, Ryan. Sorry. I just thought it would be nice to ask you, but I'm kidding. But so based on, you guys are all going to tell me things like how old you are, how much you weigh, how tall you are. And based on that, we're going to come up with some recommendations. Do you guys see this, what I'm pointing to right here? We're going to come up with some recommendations for you guys for stuff you should shoot for. Are we going to have you count and like try to hit this calorie limit directly, like exactly? No, we're not going to do that unless you really want to. But should you be kind of ballpark shooting for this in a day? So yeah, you should. So with this 1675 is when we give you this meal plan, we know your goals. So we know your goal is to lose weight or gain muscle, because this number is going to be different depending on, what your goal is. And again, we're going to talk about this number in a second, the calories, but look at this down here. These are rough things you should be shooting for in a day when it comes to those three things I just talked about. So I'd say the most important one is protein. Get your protein in. If I'm telling you to eat 122 grams of protein, that's because I know your goals. I know what you're trying to do, and I know how much protein you should be eating in order to accomplish those goals. If you're trying to gain muscle, you should be eating more protein than other people whose goal is to like lose weight. However, protein is still really important for weight loss and muscle and stuff like that. So you got to hit your protein goals. So if you guys aren't hitting protein, that's a problem. So we need to look at that. And again, like carbs, if you're having 20 carbs in a day, I'm telling you to eat carbs, that's also a problem. So that's why I'm giving you these numbers so you can maybe try to shoot for them instead of, counting. But how we shoot for these is we have to start looking at what is in the foods we're eating. So again, I'm not going to have you get on like MyFitnessPal if you don't want to go on there. If the taking pictures of your food system works for you, we will stick with that and we will make sure that that works for you. However, MyFitnessPal is a very valuable tool because you can go on MyFitnessPal. Bear with me for a moment. Of course, it's going to make me sign in. Hold on. Ooh, I don't my login. Nope. Nope. Shit. Okay. Pretend like I could have access to MyFitnessPal right now, guys. MyFitnessPal is really good because say you have a serving of grilled chicken. What I want you to start doing is kind of knowing what's in a serving of grilled chicken. So you should kind of know what a serving of grilled chicken is. And you should know like a serving of grilled chicken has X amount of protein in it. So like I'm getting 20 or 30 grams of protein per serving of grilled chicken. So then you can use that instead of counting it. You don't have to use MyFitnessPal for everything. But what you can start doing is like measuring out some of your food and, weighing some of your food just so you can learn what's in the food you're eating. Because at some point, I want you to be able to eyeball a plate of food that has grilled chicken, brown rice, and broccoli. I want you to be able to look at this plate of food. And I'm not saying this is all you got to eat, but I want you to look at this plate of food and be like, okay, you know what? I have about 6 to 8 ounces of grilled chicken. And I know from that grilled chicken, I'm getting 50 to 60 grams of protein and a little bit of fat. But then from the brown rice, I'm having an appropriate serving of brown rice. So not 10 servings of brown rice. I'm having like one. And I want you to know, like, we're probably not going to count carbs. There's no need to count carbs. I just want to make sure you're getting enough throughout the day. But I want you to know what a serving of brown rice is and be like, I'm getting my carbs from my brown rice. And then I want you to go in here and be like, where am I getting my fat from? Oh, I know that fat is in olive oil. So the olive oil that I use to cook the broccoli or the chicken is giving me a little bit of fat, but there's also some fat in the chicken. So when you're putting together a meal, you know that you're getting all three of these things just by eyeballing it and not counting. We could go full blown hard ass mode and like have you literally type into MyFitnessPal 4 ounces chicken, 1 cup of brown rice, like a tablespoon. We could have you measure your olive oil and tablespoon it out. We don't have to do that all the time. But if you can do things like that for a little while, you'll start to learn really quickly what's in the food you're eating. So, what I'm going to challenge you guys to do, even people that have just been taking pictures of their food and have lost 40 pounds in doing so, and even people that are, and Ray perked his head up like this. But even people that are doing well, that are liking the system of taking pictures of their food, I want you to start doing stuff like this. So I'm specifically like calling out Frankie here because Frankie, I'm not gonna like throw you under the bus or go too much into this, but like I know you said like MyFitnessPal isn't the move, and I think a lot of people share that opinion. That's the thing. Like I don't like I'm preaching about MyFitnessPal, guys. Do I put everything in MyFitnessPal for myself? No. You know what I did is I used MyFitnessPal for a period of time, and I now can do what I just talked about. And I can look at a plate of food and know what's in it. So, what you could do is continue with the food picture things that we do and use a little bit of MyFitnessPal just to like look at certain ingredients and learn. You should be able to like eyeball a serving of something and kind of know what's in that thing in order to put together balanced meals without having to put everything into MyFitnessPal. If you want to use MyFitnessPal and calorie everything out and protein that, like, we can do that. But again, that borders on obsessive and tedious and something that you could easily fall off of and just quit entirely in a month from now because you're frustrated because it takes a lot of work. If you can't manage the pictures, we need to talk about that because it's really not that hard once you get going and once you get into a good flow and a good routine. We need to chat about that because that's a very easy way for you to just stay accountable and start looking at this stuff instead of just winging it all the time. So, macronutrients, guys. That's my talk on macronutrients in the app. There's also information about macronutrients. So if you go in here, where is the app? Hold on, guys. Bear with me for one moment. And this is something like my people that have been with me for a while that are here and like have their cameras on. Have you gone into the resources collection of the app one single time since you've been in this program? Be honest. Yes. Okay, good. And I know Ryan has. Like Ryan tried a recipe off of there and liked it, like some bootable stuff. He liked it. So again, and this is a something my new people are gonna come across as we get you set up and stuff because they're fresh guys. Like one started last night, one started today. So you're gonna see this resources folder that I'm not sharing, and I'm going to share in a second. Right here. It says learn. I'm gonna switch it back to resources. This tab right here, guys. I'm switching it back to resources. I put learn because I want you guys to learn, but I think resources is more clear. In here, there's a lot of information for you guys. And I'm going to continue. We're building this up. Like me and Ashley spent like hours the other day, like building resources and making like informational PDFs for you guys and making a lot of stuff because our goal is to really build this up and have it almost like you want some information on weight loss, you go in here and it's right here. If you have a question, you can go in here and find a whole lesson on it, probably. So, again, the nutrition tab, I think all of you should be looking at this, like definitely looking at this and going through because even this alone is half of the stuff I just talked about, okay, put in a very simple way with diagrams and colors and made all pretty. And this is like the basics of eating, like the very basics. Like you want to learn how to eat healthy, there it is right there. You need a recipe one night. Like a lot of you say, like, I don't know what to eat. Like I struggle to think of things to eat. Like, look, right here, go in here and I'll even pick one out for you. Be like, Adam, what am I going to eat, tomorrow for dinner? Don't tell me like 10 minutes before and expect. And if I'm on my phone, yeah, I'll be like, dude, do this. But like, ask me the day before and I'll pick a recipe out for you. I'll be like, okay, you know what? Like go, you have chicken in your freezer or in your fridge? Go here. Let's scroll through here. Let's try chicken and quinoa bowl. We can do slow cooker salsa chicken. This is just like baked buffalo tenders. I've had these. These are really good. I've had most of the stuff in here. And I find it's really good and I try to keep it simple. This is like you literally just like sheet pan chicken fajita. You just chop the stuff up, put some seasoning on it, and throw it in a pan. Big sheet pan in the oven, and then boom, you're done. Okay. Like it's very easy. So there's a lot of information about nutrition, and in here, there's some lessons. So like in here, it talks about macronutrients. Here's a simple informational guide on macronutrients right here. Here's a grocery list. Look at this, guys. Here's a grocery list of good protein sources. Here's a good grocery list of good carbohydrates. And I'm scrolled really fast, but there was fat. I think we're missing a page. Did you guys see fat? Oh, there it is. Good fat sources right here. So this is kind of stuff we just talked about. Again, use this resources folder. There's other information in here too. There's information on mental health and, part of Ashley, like we're going really into this, guys. We're going to make sure you're taking care of yourselves and thinking positive and doing all the hard work you got to do other than just stepping on the scale and expecting it to go down. And then again, here, there is a book a call with Adam feature. Did I stop sharing? Where'd it go? Hold on. Oops. Wait for it. Sorry. Link opened in Google Chrome. Okay. Sorry, that popped up on my screen. But there's a book a call with Adam feature if you need to book a call with me. So we're gonna start doing that a little more often too. I'm gonna want to get on calls with you guys. It is as needed, so it's not like every week we're gonna get on call, but I do want to talk to you more face to face. So there's a lot of stuff in here. Start playing around with it. And then again, you have your meal guide as a resource. The last thing I want to touch on is the calorie. And again, I do apologize to a few of you that have heard me say this a million times, but I want to kind of hear how you implement this into your life. So stay tuned for a second. Let me just pull up my screen. See, I have a million things open on my screen right now. Do you guys see that? Like a million things. Hold on. Oops. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So the calorie. This is the fun one, guys. So oh, shit. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So right here, this is like, if you want to lose weight, this is the one you're probably going to want to look at. You got to eat less than your body burns in a day. And if you want information on that, a lot of you have gotten that lesson already. That lesson is in the resources folder under the healthy eating guide. It talks about how you can find your calories, how you can, get to this number. We're giving you something to shoot for. So we're factoring in your goals and we're providing a recommendation. So I want everybody to go look at your meal guide that was emailed to you, and look at this number, because this, based on your goals, if you want to lose weight or gain muscle or whatever your goal is, we've given you this number. So I want you to shoot for that. So I want you to start paying attention to food labels and paying attention to portion sizes and trying to see if you can get it around here. And if you're losing weight and you're hitting this number, you know that you're eating the right amount of food. So again, meal guide, not meal plan, but it's kind of like a meal plan in that I'm giving you ideas for how you should eat throughout the day. Ideas. And then here is a sample meal plan. So do you have to eat what's in here? No. But this is probably how you should be eating. So how you should be planning out your day is like a breakfast, before a workout meal, after a workout snack, you got a lunch, you got a dinner, like, and we can adapt this too, because everybody eats differently. You might not want to eat 3 meals and 2 snacks or 3 snacks or whatever, like in a day. We can adapt this to you, but I want you to start here and know that if you eat like this, you're probably, so like Ryan, your goal, actually, I believe I have you on kind of like a maintenance thing, because we're going to have you gain weight. So I would say like gain muscle. Now that you've lost some weight, you're going to want to shoot. We had this whole conversation today on our call, but you're going to want to like shoot a little bit higher than this number. So we're probably going to change this number. But how you would do that is if you eat this, you're going to gain muscle. A lot of you, if you eat like this on your meal plan, you're probably going to lose weight at like a pound or 2 a week, like we've put in here. So this is more of a meal guide, not a meal plan. I don't believe in meal plans. A lot of programs and coaches and trainers and stuff will give out meal plans and say, follow this meal plan. But what is that teaching you? That's not teaching you anything, because the second that meal plan is removed for you, you're going to be like, what the fuck am I going to eat? So what I want to do instead is teach you how to eat and how to put these things for your, like, together for yourself, so that you're not leaning on them as a crutch. So that way, when you're done and you move on and you go fly on your own, you know how to do it without needing to follow a meal plan. So, but if you need ideas, please reach out to me. I will help you put one together. And there is a thing in the resources folder that says how to put a meal plan together. And you can choose from the 500, 600, 700, 800 calorie recipes in the resources folder and just pick one for your 3 meals and put together a meal plan like that. And I show you how to calculate all that. So this is stuff we're really going to focus on in the next couple weeks. I think the next couple weeks, we did a couple weeks of the like A, B, C, D, E, F it thing that I did, where I talked a lot about having a plan B, having a plan C. That was more of a mindset thing. And again, like the new people I'm going to shower you with that, because you need to know that concept and you need to execute that concept. But going forward, like I'm gonna have a couple weeks at a time where I focus on like one thing. Like maybe we focus on eating for a couple weeks and we talk about how to eat healthy, and then we maybe focus on working out for a couple weeks as kind of themes. So this is kind of, you're gonna hear a lot about this over the next couple weeks. I want to make sure everybody is fueling. Think of this as fueling your body properly. You got to put the right kind of stuff in your body in order for it to run right, because it's like a car, and it's not like you're friggin' like Honda Civic or Prius or it's like a Ferrari, like a Lamborghini Ferrari. If you know anything about cars, it's a sports car and it needs premium fuel. It needs that when you go to the gas tank. Oh, sorry, I gotta say petrol, right, Holly? Isn't it petrol in UK? Yeah, we'll go with that. Not gas, or it might be gas. I don't know. But you know how you go to the tank, to the gas station, and it's 1, 2, 3, and it's like multiple different types of gas. There's like the regular one, there's the premium one, there's the diesel. You guys drive a sports car. And if you go and put regular gas in a fancy sports car, it's not going to run right. You're going to kill it. You don't want to kill it, guys. You need to be putting the right kind of fuel in your tank in order for your car to run right. And if you don't, it won't run right. So that's my little spiel on macronutrients. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you for bearing with me and sticking this out. Like it's getting late and we've been here for a while. But anybody have any questions on macronutrients? Anything you want to learn?
How do you do this when you eat out?
How do you do this when you eat out? Frankie, if you take a period of time where you look at portions and you like measure out your chicken at home or measure out a serving of rice, and know what's in it. What you'll be able to do, and what I do, is I go to a restaurant and I can be like, okay, that restaurant gave me like 12 ounces of meat instead of 6. And then I'm gonna know, like, if I do eat these 12 ounces of meat, it's gonna be a decent amount of calories. And then, okay, they gave me mashed potatoes. Does a restaurant ever give you one serving of mashed potatoes? Probably not. Are mashed potatoes bad? No. But if you eat a shit ton of them, that adds up really fast, calorie wise. So, what you're going to do is, like, at home, when you're making these things, you're going to be looking at portions and you're going to be looking at macronutrients and learning, so that when you go to a restaurant, you can look at the menu and be able to, one, order a balanced meal that has protein, carbs, and fat. That's my one thing, guys. Like, even if I'm going to a restaurant where, like, I'm not planning on eating healthy per se, like, for example, like when I'm traveling and when I'm on vacation or I'm going and doing fun things, I may not necessarily be eating healthy. Am I not going crazy and I'm like watching what I eat? Yeah, I'm not pigging out like crazy. But what I do every single time, even if I have an unhealthy meal, is still make sure it's balanced. I still make sure I'm getting protein. Like, I never don't get protein. That's the thing. Like, I don't really like meals that don't have protein in them because they just do nothing for me. Even like pizza. Like, I like pizza, but I know that I'm not really getting a lot of protein from it. So I try to have either meat on my pizza or meat on the side, or, even like a protein bar. And I make sure I make it balanced in that I have a salad as well to fill me up a little bit. So, but I know from doing all this stuff at home and looking at being like having a balanced meal, when I go out to eat, I can look at a plate of food and be like, okay, cool. This is probably like 1,000 calories because I know what a serving size is. I know what kind of things are in my food, and I can probably look at a plate of food and be like, that's probably getting 30, 50 grams of protein from that serving of meat. I know that there's carbohydrates in the rice or the potatoes on my plate. I know that there's protein in the chicken or the steak, and I know that I'm getting some vegetables. So boom, you're good, you're done. But if you guys don't take a period of time where you look at these things, you're winging it and you're always going to, like, like, miss out on something. And then say you go to out to eat and you don't have a lot of protein because you don't know enough to be able to be like, okay, I need protein and this is how I get it. You're just not going to be full. So you're going to go home and an hour or two later, you're going to have to eat more. And guess what? Eat more equals calories. So, whereas you could have had some protein, you could have had some vegetables and could have made better choices at the restaurant, still eating that fish and chips, which has protein because it's fish. Not a lot because it's cod. Cod doesn't have a lot of protein, but you could have, had like some vegetables on the side of it to, fill you up a little bit. And then, you could have made a choice and maybe not gotten something fried, but still gotten a big ass steak, or still gotten like pasta, but with chicken in it. Like, but like stuff like that. So, Frankie, I think you've done pretty good at navigating like going out to eat. I think the biggest thing with you is like portions are a thing, like, definitely, like, you've done a good job on already. But like when you're going out to eat, like, an easy hack, guys, is just portion control. Like, you can portion control anything. You can eat anything you want and lose weight if you portion control it. Like, that's the thing. So that's going to be key at restaurants, guys, because restaurants give big fucking portions. They do. Like, you're probably getting 3 servings of mashed potatoes. You're never getting 4 ounces of steak. You are, getting 1,000 calories worth of French fries, even at the restaurants that don't give a lot of portions. And this is the US. Like, I bet probably the UK is a little better, but Holly's not here anymore. Oh, she is. She is. Okay, cool. Holly, you're not getting sleepy? You gotta be getting sleepy. I'm gonna wrap this up in 1 second. But the US is known for its portions, I'm sure, although England's not that much better. But still. But guys, like, when you're going to a restaurant, just portion. Just go easy. Okay. Frankie, any specific questions about eating out?
No, sorry, I'm cooking. No, I was more just curious what the strategy you're recommending is. So that's more like learn, so you're good ahead of time. You're not expecting me to try to
Yeah,
log stuff if I'm eating out, which is what is
exactly. And
tough.
exactly. That's tough when you're eating out. And that's why I don't love things like MyFitnessPal, because it's like, you put a plate of food in front of me in a restaurant, I want to fucking eat it. I don't want to sit there for 10 minutes putting in every single little part of it. And it's hard because you don't know the serving, you don't know the portion size. But, you know, what I did is I learned at home that, I can look at a piece of chicken and know how, like, about how much it is. So that way I go, and when I was using MyFitnessPal and going to restaurants, I would be able to look at the plate of food they put in front of me and know what's on the plate. and be able to track that just by putting it in without having to measure and weigh. But that came from me doing this at home. So the only reason why I'm suggesting MyFitnessPal to you guys, because I know the pictures thing works. Like taking pictures of your food and just tracking it that way, like has gotten many people in this program to lose a lot of weight. But it does really, really help to know what's in the food. So that's why I'm introducing MyFitnessPal. And I would love for all of you to start playing around with it, sometimes to start really learning what's in your food. So then you can go and take a picture and know kind of what is in a good plate of food. So hopefully, Frankie, hopefully that answered your question about eating out. Guys, if you have these questions, I want you to send them to me and I'll answer them for the groups. I don't want you to feel like you're guessing at any point. Like you should know how to go to a restaurant and, eat a balanced meal. And if I haven't gotten you to that point yet, we got to teach you and you got to learn how to go to a restaurant. I think Ray's done a pretty good job of going out to eat and gallivanting all over town and like still making efforts to have balanced meals. I think he nailed that very early on. And he never counted and he never put things in MyFitnessPal, but he did very good early on of being able to go to a restaurant and having like a reasonable, making good choices, choosing the right stuff on the menu, having portions of it. I remember talking about mashed potatoes with him when he started and like, what's in it and why they're not necessarily bad, but restaurants load them with butter and cream and stuff like that. So, that's the thing, guys, is you just need to know how to make a little bit better choices and you will reach your goals. So, why don't we, first of all, I will answer like any questions you have and then we'll wrap this up because it's starting to get late. Any questions about anything about food? Going once, going twice. Okay. All right, guys. Remember what I said at the beginning? New people, I want to hear from you in the group. Part of the next couple days, I'm going to have you introduce yourself in the group chat. But I am challenging all of you, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in here right now. Step up and let's get this group chat flowing because I want you guys to get to know each other. And I may have some little surprises down the road if you guys can do stuff like this, just so you know. One quick announcement. Ashley is doing a challenge right now. Coach Ashley is doing a challenge where you're going to get free shit, free gym stuff. So like a bag of a bunch of nice, cool little free goodies. So it just comes down to tracking the most and being the most active, and which is for yourself anyway. You probably should be doing this. So all you have to do is do what you should be doing in this program and you get free stuff. So I think Ryan and Holly are leading it right now. I got to see with Ashley, like how exactly she's measuring it, but it really just comes down to put stuff in the app as much as you can, track everything, take pictures, log your workouts, comment on your workouts, and we will find ways to reward you. And there's a lot of new things coming down the road too. So yeah, who got their mail? Ray, did you get your damn mail yet? Ray, I'm so pissed off about that. Like I'm going full Karen on the USPS. Ryan, did you get yours? Me either. Jesus. So the only people who have gotten are Jeremy and Nikolai, and they're both. Lily, have you gotten yours? You did. Nice. Did you like it? I think it's cool. Little
Yeah,
stuff.
I just got it today, actually. I
Did you
just
open
opened it while we were on a call.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I sent you all, not the new people, but the new people will get these things. Just I have to send it out. But yeah, I sent you all some stuff in the mail, and I guess it's promising that 3 people have gotten them. I don't know. We'll see. I'm about to go Karen on the USPS
I
because
live in the same city as you. It's crazy.
I literally live like 30 minutes from Ray, and he hasn't gotten his damn mail yet. And friggin' Lily's in Florida, and Nikolai got his, and he lives in Rhode Island. Jeremy got his. He's 20 minutes away from me. He's even closer than Ray. And yeah, so I don't know, dude. Holly, you haven't gotten yours. You're out in West Coast, so I imagine that would take longer. Frankie's in Philly area. Did you get yours, Frankie?
I don't think so, but I haven't checked the part you have to like unlock at the mailbox.
Okay,
So
go check your mail. Keep an eye out for it. Megan and Holly. Holly will be interesting. She's UK, so I think I just have to put more stamps on it and send it out there. I don't know how that works, but I will figure it out. Holly, not Holly B. But yeah, keep an eye out for those guys. And again, there's a lot of things coming up that I'm gonna do. We're gonna add some new stuff, so keep an eye out. Please communicate with me as much as possible, and I will leave you there for the night. I'm going to kick off everybody except for Megan. Megan, you are to stay with me. So you guys can, I don't know. Oh, I can remove people. You have like 30 seconds to wave to me and get out. Frankie, why don't you just turn your camera on now? You couldn't turn it on an hour ago. Whatever. It's okay. Bye everybody. Frankie, nice meal. There we go. Balanced meal. Love it. Tell Christine I say hello. Everybody else, have a wonderful night, okay? I'll see you later. Bye bye. Bye. We get to see who's asleep because they didn't leave. I bet Holly's asleep because it's like 1 a.m. there.
Oh man.
Holly's asleep. Haha. Nice. All right. I'm gonna remove you. Good night, Holly. Sleep tight.
That's so funny.
How do I oh no, it's saying I gotta report her. Oh, she left. Oh no. I
Oh.
didn't. Okay. Yeah, she's in England, so that's it's fucking late there. It's like 1 a.m. So
Damn.
good props to her. Look at that's commitment right there. Coming to a call at midnight, and she's a teacher and she has to get up in the morning. So not that I'm encouraging you guys not to sleep, but like that's a perfect example of like she's hungry. Get it? Hungry? Like hopefully she's not hungry because she's eating. That's a weight loss joke. Oh, you're frozen. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay, you were just frozen. I can hear you
Did
now.
Did you miss my weight loss joke?
I definitely missed it.
Oh, I said Holly's hungry. And then I said hopefully not hungry because you get it like weight loss. Yeah. All right. So bear with me a second. Let me check my Wi-Fi. First
Okay.
floor. Okay. Again, I'm having issues with it. I don't know why. I am going to